Crisscross.
Welcome to the Know, I'm Turney.
I'm Haywood.
It seemed like a pipe dream, everyone, but Sony might actually be considering Microsoft's offer for cross-network play between Xbox Live and PSN.
Does this signal the end of the console wars and a brighter tomorrow for all gamers?
No!
After Microsoft extended an open invitation earlier this week for other networks to participate in cross-platform play, Sony has now responded in a couple of semi-official capacities.
Giving a statement to GameSpot about Microsoft's invitation for the network horizontal mambo, Sony said, PlayStation has been supporting cross-platform play between PC on several software titles, starting with Final Fantasy XI on PS2 and PC back in 2002. We would be happy to have the conversation with any publishers or developers who are interested in cross-platform play.
So their answer was, bitch, we already do that?
Oh, we already do that.
Yeah, notice how they conveniently didn't use the name of which publisher they'd be having this conversation with. Although, to be fair, Microsoft didn't say Sony's name when it made its own release statement. Those tech giants are always so passive-aggressive.
They're the kind of people to write a note on a refrigerator and leave it there. The Battle of Green versus Blue Networks got its first white flag earlier this week when Director of ID at Xbox Chris Charla announced in a blog post, in addition to natively supporting cross-platform play between Xbox One and Windows 10 games that use Xbox Live, we're enabling developers to support cross-network play as well.
This means that Xbox gamers and PC gamers would not only be able to play games with one another, but also open the door for platforms like Steam and even Sony's PSN. Of course, it would depend on game publishers to support the functionality and bigwigs at Sony.
Yes, but now the biggest of those bigwigs are responding directly. In addition to Sony's other statement, we've gotten more comments from other PlayStation execs, including PlayStation head Shuhei Yoshida himself.
So first, VP of Publisher and Developer Relations Adam Boyes spoke on GameSpot about the issue. When asked about teaming up with Microsoft, Boyes pointed out PlayStation's numerous examples of being friendly across platforms, including Dust 541 and Street Fighter V.
Boyes continued to congratulate Sony on how open they are by saying, I think we've been really on the forefront of allowing people to play within the realms. And it really comes back to developers and publishers that are interested in those kinds of things. So we're always willing to have the conversation.
Next to add his own take on cross-network play was Shuhei Yoshida. In a sit-down with Eurogamer at GDC, Yoshida echoed the company's earlier statements that PlayStation has always been open to cross-platform play.
In terms of what could be hindering a deal from taking place, Yoshida mostly cited business issues, saying connecting two different closed networks is much more complicated, so we have to work with developers and publishers to understand what it is they're trying to accomplish.
He went on to add that Sony would have to look at the technical aspect, and the technical aspect could be the easiest. We also have to look at policy issues and business issues as well.
So basically Microsoft sent them like the do you like me circle, yes or no, and PlayStation wrote maybe at the bottom and circled it.
Hopefully this whole ordeal doesn't lead to a breakup at the big school dance.
It will.
But you have to like this. There we go.
For the Spirit, the Holy Spirit.
There we go. Got it. Right now, most of Sony's answers have been pretty non-committal on the issue, but it's nice that they're not shutting the talk of cross-network play down completely.
Yeah, just Sony's credit. I mean, they actually have been decently open about this in the past. In addition to the previously mentioned examples of Dust 514 and Street Fighter V between PC and PS4, there was the Valve experiment that allowed gamers to team up between Steam and PSN. But we really didn't see much else happen after that, sadly.
Yeah. Sony has also allowed saves to be imported from the Xbox 360 version of Diablo 3 to the PS4. And to be fair, Microsoft allowed that to function the other way around, too. A similar thing was enabled for Grand Theft Auto 5 as well. But again, this was more of a case of developer-publishers seeing the business sense of allowing saves to be imported across platforms rather than some congenial sharing of assets.
And that's what this whole thing really boils down to. Will publishers and developers see a business benefit in devoting resources to cross-platform functionality? I mean, you could argue that yes, someone like Ubisoft could really benefit from uniting all of its communities from cross-platforms to play a multiplayer game like The Division, but that won't always be the case for every situation.
Which kind of makes Yoshida's comments on the issue are actually the most telling. Having two networks work together wouldn't be a substantially difficult achievement to overcome, especially if everything's already set up on Microsoft's end. But from a business standpoint, it's a little bit trickier.
Yeah, if you're Sony, do you really want to give customers and their friends the option to buy games for multiple platforms? I mean, wouldn't you just rather enforce your own ecosystem?
It's not like Sony's hurting for the numbers the way Microsoft is either. So they're probably not in a rush to open the system up for non-PlayStation owners. If you're the smaller fish, getting access to the bigger pond is a bigger deal than if you're already the big fish.
Or any other 90s ska band. Meaning Microsoft is much more concerned about people just buying a PlayStation version of a cross-platform game than PlayStation is about the opposite being true. A lot of that has to do with PS4's massive sales numbers so far this generation, which are estimated at about 38 million units this very second.
And analysts don't expect that the number to slow down anytime soon thanks to the newly announced PlayStation VR. As reported by Funhouse yesterday, a name that I'm never going to say, analyst Ben, another name that I probably can't say, said that he expects PS4 to utterly dominate the rest of the console cycle if competitors don't respond. So how should I say those?
That's fine, go for it. You live with you.
Okay.
Either way, it's a nice PR play from Microsoft. Watch the Funhouse video if you want to see how to say those names.
Oh, I
Put
should
the ball.
really do that.
Yeah, you just gotta tell them to do it. You put the ball in Sony's court as a PR play, of course, and whether or not they take you up in the offer, you still get good gamer press. Microsoft could certainly use good gamer press right now, considering all the issues they've been running into with Windows 10, canceling exclusives and kicking puppies, whatever issues people are piling on right now. Kicking boxes.
That hurt.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, at the moment we still have the hope that a blue-green future is still possible, where all gamers coexist in peace, before fragging each other to death, of course.
Yes, of course. So what do you guys think of Sony and Microsoft getting your peanut butter in your chocolate? Let us know in the comments down below.
And for more updates about Microsoft asking Sony to be its bestest forever and ever, like this video and subscribe to the Shuhei Yoshida.
Let's start the whole
Shuhei
Yoshida.
Shuhei Yoshida. There's a lot of
Shuhei
Yoshida.
Got it.
Shuhei Yoshida.
God damn it.
Shuhei Yuha.
God damn it.
Shuhei Yoshida.
Well, you're going to say it again now since you...
Shuhei Yoshida in a sit-down with Eurogamer at GDC.
The next line is yours, Ryan.
Oh, there is more. I don't like reading.